In the heart of the Arabian desert stands a structure unlike any other on Earth. A simple cubic building draped in black silk that has drawn the hearts of billions across millennia. Every moment of every day, streams of humanity circle this ancient house in an unbroken chain of worship that has continued for over 14 centuries without pause. But the true origins of the Kaaba reach back nearly 4,000 years to a father's ultimate test of faith, a barren valley and a divine command that would change the spiritual landscape of humanity forever. To understand how the Kaaba came to exist in one of the most desolate places on earth, we must journey back to ancient times, where a man named Ibrahim was born into a world consumed by idol worship. Ibrahim recognized only one God, and this unwavering monotheism made him an outcast. He eventually settled in Palestine with his wife Sarah. Through miraculous circumstances in Egypt, he married Hajar, the Pharaoh's daughter. Years passed as Ibrahim prayed for an heir, and finally his supplication was answered. Hajar bore him a son named Ismail. What transpired next defies ordinary human understanding. By divine command, Ibrahim was instructed to take Hajar and their infant son to a remote, barren valley far to the south. Following Allah's directive without question, Ibrahim traveled hundreds of miles until he reached a desolate wasteland devoid of water or vegetation. Beneath the shade of a solitary tree, he left his wife and infant son with only a small provision of dates and water. As Ibrahim began to walk away, Hajar called after him in desperate confusion, asking who had commanded him to leave them in this forsaken place. Ibrahim continued walking without turning back. Finally, she asked if this was Allah's command. Only then did Ibrahim respond that yes, it was Allah who had ordered this. Upon hearing this, Hajar's fear transformed into absolute trust. She declared that if this was Allah's will, then he would never forsake them. Her words echo through history as one of the most profound statements of faith ever uttered. As Ibrahim departed, he raised his hands toward the heavens and offered a prayer that would reshape the future of that desolate land. He prayed that Allah would incline the hearts of people toward his descendants, provide them with sustenance, and that they would establish prayer and be grateful. This prayer, spoken in a waterless wasteland, would be answered in ways that would astonish the world. Within days, as Hajar's water supply ran out, and her infant son began to suffer from desperate thirst, she ran frantically between two hills, searching for help. After 7 agonizing runs between these hills, now known as Safa and Marwa, she returned to find her son's heels scraping the ground. At that exact spot, water began to miraculously spring forth from the barren earth. This was the spring of Zamzam, a fountain of sacred water that has flowed continuously for nearly 4,000 years and continues to flow today. The miracle of water in the waterless desert attracted the Jurham tribe, who sought permission from Hajar to settle near the water. Gradually, a settlement began to form where none had existed before. Ismail grew up among these people, learned their Arabic language, and made the valley his permanent home. Ibrahim would periodically make the long journey to visit his son. On one of these visits, when Ismail had grown into adulthood, Ibrahim told him that Allah had commanded them to build a house for divine worship. Without hesitation, Ismail agreed to help. This marked the beginning of the construction of the first house ever built solely for the worship of the one God. The two prophets began their sacred work. Ibrahim laid the stones while Ismail gathered them from the surrounding area. As they built, they prayed that Allah would accept this work from them. Stone by stone, the walls began to rise from the desert floor. As the walls grew higher, Ibrahim could no longer reach the top. Ismail brought a special stone for his father to stand upon. From this elevated position, Ibrahim completed the sacred house. That stone, known as the Maqam Ibrahim, the station of Abraham, remains beside the Kaaba to this day, encased in a golden frame. To this day, pilgrims who complete their circumambulation of the Kaaba pray at this exact location. The house that Ibrahim and Ismail constructed has stood for nearly 4,000 years. Though not without damage and restoration, natural disasters, tribal conflicts and wars periodically damaged the structure. Yet each time it was carefully restored. The Kaaba has undergone major reconstruction approximately 12 times throughout its long history. Among the most significant renovations was the one undertaken by the Quraysh tribe when Muhammad, peace be upon him, was 35 years old. After fire and flood damage, the Quraysh decided upon complete reconstruction, using only wealth earned through legitimate means. This principled decision meant they lacked sufficient funds to rebuild the Kaaba to its full original dimensions, excluding a portion now known as the Hajar Ismail. During this reconstruction, a dispute arose that nearly led to bloodshed. Each clan wanted the honor of placing the black stone back into its position. The conflict was resolved when they agreed to accept the judgment of the next person to enter the sanctuary. That person was the young Muhammad, not yet a prophet, who solved the dispute with remarkable wisdom by placing the stone on a cloth and having representatives of each tribe carry it together. Decades later, Abdullah ibn Zubayr, a companion of the Prophet, undertook a major reconstruction to restore the Kaaba to Ibrahim's original dimensions based on prophetic guidance. However, this restoration did not last. Political conflicts led to the Kaaba being returned to the Qurayshi dimensions. When the Abbasid Caliph Harun al-Rashid later wished to rebuild it again, Imam Malik, the great scholar, wisely advised against it, fearing it would become like a plaything passed between rulers. From that time forward, the focus shifted to careful preservation rather than reconstruction. The Ottoman Caliphate undertook several significant renovations, including installing a magnificent golden water spout. With the establishment of Saudi rule in the 20th century, a new era of meticulous preservation began. Kings Abdulaziz, Saud, Faisal, and Khalid each contributed to maintaining the sacred structure. In 1399 Hijri, King Khalid installed a new door, crafted from 280 kilograms of pure gold. The most comprehensive modern renovation occurred in 1996 under King Fahd. This 16-month project employed the most advanced engineering techniques while maintaining absolute fidelity to the traditional form. Every stone was carefully documented, removed, treated, and replaced. But beyond all measurements and historical details, there exists one fact about the Kaaba that is both unbelievable and yet absolutely true. The circumambulation around the Kaaba, the tawaf, never stops. Every hour of every day of every year, for over 1400 years, human beings have been circling this structure in worship, even during the darkest nights, during wars, during plagues. The tawaf continues without cease. This is the house that Ibrahim built in obedience to divine command 4,000 years ago in a barren, waterless valley. This is the house toward which over 1.5 billion Muslims turn their faces 5 times daily in prayer. This is the house that millions dream of visiting, weeping when they first glimpse its black-draped walls. This is the first house ever established for humanity, solely for the worship of the one God. The story of the Kaaba is the story of a father's unquestioning obedience. From a desperate prayer in a barren desert to a fountain that has never run dry. From an abandoned infant to a house that humanity has never ceased to honor. The Kaaba stands as an eternal testament to faith, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond between the Creator and His creation.